What is up, people? Today I will be reviewing A Quiet Place on Blu-ray and 4K, and I got that coming up for you next. So A Quiet Place just came out on home video, and this is a movie that I've been waiting to see and waiting to talk with you guys about because I actually didn't get to see it in theaters. This is a horror movie that really is something that is just unique, and that is not just in its stars. I mean, John Krasinski is a comedian, pretty much. And now he is really flipped his acting roles and is really being taken seriously, right? And yeah, this is something that is just, it's unique and it's very cool. And just to take the intrigue of what these creatures are that are actually hunting these people and really what is going on in this dystopian society is just very, very interesting, and to see how these characters have adapted to that society and the rules that they have for themselves. This is a very interesting, very intense movie that I truly do love, and I will be coming back to at Halloween. I gotta give this a 9 out of 10, people. And to get into the video quality of the Blu-ray itself, this Blu-ray looks pretty good. You know, day scenes are pretty washed out and night scenes are very dark, and on this particular Blu-ray that very much flattens the image. There isn't too much dimension to it, and that can be kind of disappointing, but really it doesn't take away from the detail that is on the Blu-ray. There's a lot of detail, especially in close-ups and in wide shots of the farm especially. There is a lot of beauty and a lot of detail there, and for the Blu-ray itself, I will definitely give it a 7 out of 10. As far as The Quiet Place in 4K goes, this is where this film truly, truly shines, people. This has a 2K digital intermediate, and it also has Dolby Vision support. And I feel like that makes all the difference. This transfer has a lot more dimension to it. There is a three-dimensional quality to the way that the picture looks that the Blu-ray kind of lacked, and I feel like that is something that I noticed right away in the very first scene of the movie when they are in the department store. As far as the HDR goes, you notice it the most with the nature shots that are in this movie. There are a lot of beautiful, beautiful vistas that are shown. Just, you know, with the landscapes, especially in the farm where the family has reside. I feel like there are just some beautiful day shots that really shine in HDR here. Now you add in Dolby Vision and you get that extra bump up. You get deeper black levels and you get that upgraded color palette that just makes those beautiful vistas pop even more. Detail work is the usual 4K bump up, but it is a very nice and very noticeable bump up. Like, take that first scene where they are in the department store. You get a lot more of the dust that is flying around the room in 4K, and you just get a lot more detail in the environment of that department store in 4K. And for that, I do have to give the 4K a 9 out of 10. It is a noticeable bump up from the Blu-ray. Whichever way you choose to view this movie, whether it's Blu-ray or 4K, you get a Dolby Atmos mix. And that is something that I truly do believe is awesome to do. And it is really, really great here because this Dolby Atmos mix is so perfect. The amount of speaker separation that goes into this mix is really only matched by the Atmos track that is in Jurassic World. Because this is some speaker separation that is really just apparent throughout almost every scene in this movie. As the intensity kicks up, your height speakers really start kicking in, and you can hear the creatures up above you and the floorboards creaking above you as the characters are down in the basement. And man, it creates such an atmosphere that is truly horrifying, and it adds to this experience so well. You know, horror films should be the best in Dolby Atmos just because they have the opportunity to be the most atmospheric, and they have the opportunity to really have the most speaker separation. And I feel like A Quiet Place definitely takes advantage of that, and that is why I give it a 10 out of 10. This is a reference quality mix. Now, getting into the digital copy of A Quiet Place, this is a ultraviolet digital copy that also allows 4K streaming through Vudu, and with that comes the ability to watch it in Dolby Vision and listen to the Dolby Atmos mix with it. Now, getting into the special features of A Quiet Place, there are 3 featurettes that come with this release. The first one is a quick behind the scenes, and it is basically an introduction to the film with John Krasinski, because he's also the director here. And the second one actually goes into the editing of the film. That is my personal favorite. That's about 12 minutes long, and it's where you find really the most information. And then the third is just basically going into the design of these creatures. None of these featurettes are actually on the 4K disc. They are all on the Blu-ray, and this is something that I really feel like they could have added a lot more to. I know that this is a very big change for John Krasinski, and I wish he would have put a little bit more into the special features here. I don't know how involved he was with the special features, but, you know, it is what it is. I give it a 4 out of 10. This is subpar. And getting into my last looks of A Quiet Place, this movie is tense and keeps you on the edge of your seat. This is a terrifying movie that will really just grip you throughout its entire runtime. And what I will say is the acting is phenomenal, and the child actors also are really incredible here. And this is a movie that is just an hour and a half long. It is a really quick watch, and it is truly something that all horror fans should check out. And when you add up all my scores, for the Blu-ray, that comes out to a 30, and for the 4K, that comes out to a 32. The 4K definitely has the better transfer here, and if you have the capabilities, especially with Dolby Vision, check this out, because it is really, you know, great material in 4K. So guys, there are a whole lot of new 4K titles that were just announced for August, and if you guys have any ideas on specific things that you guys would want me to review, just comment below and let me know about that, man. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. You guys are truly awesome, and I will see all of you next time.